Now that we have Terminator Dark Fate coming just around the corner, I thought this would be the perfect time to look back where it all started with The Terminator from 1984. Let's take a look. Hey guys, welcome back. But if you're new, let me introduce myself. My name is Brandon, aka the Brando Critic, and on this channel it's my job to point you in the direction of movies worth checking out. So if that interests you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And because Terminator Dark Fate is coming out, I'm here to tell you if the first Terminator is still worth a watch today. And before I tell you why, let's just quickly dive into the story. So in The Terminator, we have Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton, and she's a waitress down on her luck living with her best friend Ginger in Los Angeles, 1984. Things start to become concerning for Sarah when she discovers that two women also named Sarah Connor have both been murdered on the exact same day. While hiding in a nightclub that very night, a mysterious man, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, attempts to kill her, but she is saved by a man named Kyle Reese, played by Michael Biehn, who shoots him with a shotgun. However, to Sarah's utter disbelief, the man is not harmed by any of the shots and is still alive. That is because he is not an ordinary man. He is a cyborg. Cyberdyne Systems Series T800 Model 101, or better known as The Terminator. Yes, this isn't just your average stalker flick. This is a sci-fi action horror movie. Turns out, in 2029, a war rages on between the humans and the machines. On the brink of a human victory, the machines send the Terminator back to 1984 to kill Sarah Connor. Why Sarah Connor? Because she is to give birth to a man named John Connor, who becomes the head of the human resistance. Aware of the Terminator's plan, John Connor sends Kyle Reese back in time to protect Sarah and destroy the Terminator. So right off the bat, isn't that one of the coolest film premises ever? Like, seriously, it's so great. And one thing this movie does really well is that it hooks you right away. Not a lot of films can really suck you in within the first 2 minutes, but as soon as you see that opening text crawl, but the final battle would not be fought in the future, it would be fought here, in our present, tonight. And then you hear the Terminator theme song with the credits. Like, honestly guys, I've seen this movie many times, but I haven't seen it in a while. And then reading that text, and then hearing that theme song again, I got goosebumps. This film still has that effect on me. It just gets you so pumped up, but it also has this element of doom and danger lurking around the corner. And speaking about danger, the mere threat of the Terminator in this movie is one of the main reasons why this film is so beloved to this day. The Terminator is such a great antagonist. Now, one trend I'm starting to notice in a lot of modern movies is that the antagonists or the opposing force, they don't really feel that threatening. I'm not going into the movie and thinking, I honestly don't know how our hero is going to defeat them. You know, the movie will start and you'll see the hero, you'll see the villain, and you'll be like, yeah, the hero could probably defeat him. And then a lot of the tension is gone. However, I'm always of the mindset that if you really hate or fear the villain, or if the villain is such a challenge to the hero that you honestly do not know how the hero is going to defeat them, then that can make up for somewhat of an underwritten main character, which Sarah Connor isn't, and I'll talk about that in a second. But the Terminator, just the mere threat of him is enough to carry this movie, and Arnold Schwarzenegger plays him perfectly. There's a reason why people think of the Terminator when they think of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, this is just a very physical performance. The Terminator really doesn't speak that much in the movie. I think he says like less than 100 words in the entire film, and that is just so intimidating. This thing has been sent back in time to do one thing: kill. It has no remorse, it has no sympathy, it has been programmed to kill. That is its prime directive. And the fact that you can't kill it with ordinary guns because it's a metal skeleton, and it can change its voice, oh my god. And even when he does speak, you know, his Austrian accent kind of fits the Terminator. It's just so robotic-like, and it's just so menacing. But the performance, the voice, the look, everything together is just so menacing. So I'd say that's probably the main reason why this movie works. Another one, though, it's a bit more technical, is the pacing. Not once was I ever bored in this movie. Not once did I ever feel like it was rushing. Not once did I feel like it was dragging. And even in like the first act of the movie, there isn't that much violence, right? There's not much action. No over-the-top car chases or anything like that. But this film takes its sweet time in the first act to build up the characters, the setting, and the tension. You know, it just builds the suspense, builds it and builds it and builds it. By the time that Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor actually get together and try to fight the Terminator, and Sarah Connor learns about the Terminator, we are so invested into the story, and the tension and the tone is completely set, and then the movie can really take off. Something that Rogue One did not do. And I also love how this movie can mesh a ton of different genres together. At the core of this movie, it's a slasher horror movie with just the sci-fi paint. Throw in some action, throw in some romance, and you have a great blend of genres. You know, so like someone like me who doesn't really watch horror movies that much, I can enjoy the Terminator because it has more of the action and sci-fi elements to it. And speaking about the action scenes, this movie does it extremely well. And there's two types of action scenes in this movie. You have the ones that take place in 1984, and then you have the ones that take place in 2029. And you know, the action scenes that take place in 1984 are the most memorable ones because, you know, we're invested into the story at that point. You know, you have Arnold Schwarzenegger in there, and you have Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor happening. That story is happening in 1984. But even in 2029, looking back now, just like seeing those laser blasts and seeing that stop motion animation with all the big machines and stuff, it just looks so badass and cool. But like I've said in many other videos, the reason why we care so much about the action scenes in the 1984 part of the movie is because 1, we're invested into the characters, 2, we're invested into the story, and 3, the opposing force is just so intimidating that you're just so caught up in it. How are these guys going to survive? The car chases, the fight in the police station, the other chases from the Terminator, they're all practically done, which just makes the film just feel so much more intense. And while there wasn't any CGI back then, this movie has some great special effects. You know, I already mentioned the scenes in 2029 with, you know, like the laser blasts and stuff, but even the Terminator in 1984, a lot of it is stop motion, which, yeah, in one scene, in one shot in particular, it looks very dated, but I don't know, it just kind of has that 80s charm to it, and it just feels just so scary. But on top of that, they really did make a giant Terminator puppet for the actors to interact with, which just, again, makes it feel more real and gritty and intense because you know that it's really there. It's not CGI, it's not General Grievous in Star Wars Episode 3. The Terminator is there, it's grabbing onto Sarah Connor, it is tense, and it looks great. The design of the Terminator is just, you know, the skeleton and Arnold with the sunglasses and everything, just the look is just so classic. And to top it all off, at the center of the movie we have Linda Hamilton and Michael Biehn playing Sarah Connor and Kyle Reese. Both of them have a lot of great chemistry, and they both bring tons of passion to this movie. You know, Linda Hamilton, yeah, she just plays a waitress, so in this scenario, yes, she is the damsel in distress needing to be saved. But you know, you watch the movie and she starts to learn more about the Terminator, and she starts to become the more badass Sarah Connor, the mother of the leader of the human resistance. She becomes stronger and more independent as the film goes along. So much so that when you watch the second movie, she's a totally different character. And Michael Biehn brings that sort of tragic element to it. You know, you can really feel that when he's talking about the Terminator, you know, he will not stop until you are dead. You know, this is a man that lives for nothing. You know, he lives in 2029, this bleak, dark, disgusting future, and he goes back in time with no way to go back, just to save the mother of the man that has inspired him to fight against the machines. He hates Terminators with all his guts, and he goes back in time for one mission. And you can really feel the passion in Kyle Reese. And it's something that we can relate to. You know, we like Sarah Connor, we like Kyle Reese, we don't like the Terminator, we're scared of him. That is a great recipe for a great movie. And add in the sci-fi premise, this movie is wonderful. I'm gonna give the Terminator a 5 out of 5. It's action-packed, it's tense, it's scary, it's intriguing, it brings up themes about machines and humanity and things like that. This movie is wonderful. But you know what's even crazier? I haven't seen it in a while, but I might think that Terminator 2 is even better. So, stay tuned for that one next. So anyways guys, let me know down in the comment section down below, are you guys excited for Terminator Dark Fate? I just watched the trailer not too long ago when I went to go see the Joker in theaters, and I'm a little concerned. You know, I just don't really know how to feel about it, but you know, like Dark Phoenix, I just had to get it over with. And you know what? I really like Dark Phoenix. So who knows what's gonna happen with Terminator Dark Fate? I might love it, but as of right now, I'm kind of concerned. But whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comment section down below. And for returning subscribers, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. And for any newcomers, like I said in the beginning, definitely hit that subscribe button if you like videos like this and you want to see more. Anyways guys, thank you so much again for watching. I'll be back.